we need to see humanitarian sites protected. And that's something that we continue to raise with Israel.
Now, Blinken's comments come just a day after an Israeli strike on a UN school complex sheltering displaced Palestinians killed at least 14 people, including 6 UN staffers. The war in Gaza is entering its 12th month, and international efforts to mediate a ceasefire have repeatedly stalled. For more on this, let's bring in Bloomberg's Dubai Bureau Chief, Donna Khraiche, who's joining us now from Dubai. So, Donna, how is this prolonged war really impacting soldiers on the ground in terms of army's number and as well as conduct and what we're seeing?
Good morning, Jen. Yes, we had a story yesterday about that, about the soldiers in the army, the need for more of them and the impact on them moral-wise, their morale-wise, and the prolonged war. So with about 170,000 active personnel out of a population of 10 million in Israel, this army is large by global standards, yet it is too small to cope with the numerous threats Israel is facing. So this is not just the war in Gaza, but also, the possibility of a war erupting on its northern border as well. And that would mean a two-front war, which is first very dangerous for the region, but again, it is demanding of that army. The threats are many, and the war is likely to prolong as we see that the ceasefire talks haven't yet reached any compromise among the negotiators between Israel and Hamas. So the longer it is, the harder it becomes, be it, like we said, morale on the army and even businesses. These soldiers are forced to shut down their businesses, which means less production and less workforce out of the population and joining the army. And this is also impacting the economy. Last year, this contributed to a decline in economic growth to 2%, almost half the rate expected by the finance ministry prior to the outbreak of the war. So with a further slowdown to 1.1 expected for this year. And that's why we see the government pushing for the ultra-Orthodox to be drafted and joining the army. It is very simple why they need more people as, the war is expected to prolong and the possibility of a multi-front war.
And just speaking about the danger that you were mentioning there, Donna, what do we know about the strikes really on the humanitarian parts, and in particular Al-Mawasi? How is that affecting people on the ground?
Indeed. So we saw Secretary Blinken here in the video saying that the U.S. will continue to press Israel to spare humanitarian zones in Gaza. And this is not the first strike on Mawasi or a humanitarian zone that has killed many people. Yesterday, Israel struck a UN school complex in there that was sheltering Palestinians. The strike, like you said, killed 14 people, including UN staffer. We saw the UN condemning the attack and calling for an independent investigation to ensure accountability. So the Israel Defense Forces yesterday said they had targeted a Hamas control and command center in the Nusayrat refugee camp in central Gaza. And they released names of the targeted Hamas militants, around 8 of them. And they said that these are not just Hamas militants, but they also are UN staffers. And they also said that Israel said that they had requested the UN to provide details of the names of these people in order to thoroughly review the claim. To date, Israel says the UN hasn't responded. But again, like we're saying, the longer this war continues, the prolonging of this war means more casualties, more of these strikes, and definitely a darker image for the entire region as well.